This is an honorary CEO rail fanning production. Hello folks, grab some popcorn. Today we're going to be taking a trip to the Fort Eustis Military Railway. We're going to be looking into the Fort Eustis Santa Train, the people who run it, and the history, as well as some history on the Fort Eustis Military Railway itself. Coming up in today's video. Okay, so first on the agenda for this video is how the Fort Eustis Santa Train became a thing, as well as some history on the railway itself, the Fort Eustis Military Railroad. Let's look into it. According to the Joint Base Langley Eustis website, a camp was needed to be built, and it needed to be within 30 miles of Fort Monroe, easily secured from intruders, have adequate water, railroad facilities, roads, and be reasonable of cost. Mulberry Island was the only location that possessed all of the desired attributes. It was built, and by 1918, the War Department authorized the construction of Camp Eustis for the purpose of concentrating, organizing, equipping, training, and embarking troops for duty abroad as field artillery, railway artillery, transporter, and anti-aircraft troops. In 1923, Camp Eustis was declared a permanent installation and renamed Fort Eustis. The Great Depression led to the mothballing of Fort Eustis in 1930. By 1941, Fort Eustis was reactivated and became a coast artillery replacement center. Over 20,000 troops were trained in anti-aircraft artillery during the course of the Second World War. The time after World War II was dominated by the Cold War, and once again, Fort Eustis evolved. On January 10, 1946, Fort Eustis became home to the Transportation Corps and School. To supplement the rail and motor training facilities at Fort Eustis, a major port facility was constructed in 1946. The new fort facility was named in honor of the third port of embarkment, Mobile, at Oraine, Bulgaria, which the 3rd Transportation Group had operated with great success during World War II. Since helicopters had proved their worth in the Korean War, in December of 1954, Falker Heliport opened as the Department of Defense's first airfield dedicated solely to helicopters. On July the 1st, 1966, the 7th Transportation Brigade was activated at Fort Eustis. It's currently one of the Army's most deployed brigades. Railroad operations and third port water operations, to include the underwater operations of the dive detachment, have all played significant roles throughout the history of Fort Eustis. Since the first heliport, Rotary ringcraft have been an important vehicle in Fort Eustis history, and today, the 128th Aviation Brigade continues that tradition by training soldiers in all aspects of helicopter maintenance. According to the DLA, or the Defense Logistics Agency, Fort Eustis was originally built in March of 1918, with the first plans for a railroad being drawn up in May of 1918. Since then, the railroad has seen expansion with added rail lines, but also has seen road construction deter and slow the mission. The railroad is currently being used for U.S. Army soldiers and advanced individual training to learning to become cargo and railway specialists. The utility rail shop plays an integral role in the joint logistical over-the-sea missions where causeways, vehicles, and equipment can easily be transported across the nation. According to a quote on the DLA's website from William Grimes, who is one of the supervisors at the Fort Eustis Military Railway, he said, "The train is very useful," said Grimes. "One railroad car will haul the same amount as 4 tractor trailers, so we're taking 4 trucks off the road with 1 rail car. One railroad flat car can also carry up to 5 Humvees or a couple of load handling systems, so there's a different configurations that can be used," said Grimes. According to Wikipedia and its sources, the Fort Eustis Military Railway consists of 31 miles of track broken up into 3 subdivisions with numerous sidings, spurs, stations, and facilities. The Fort Eustis Military Railway connects with the CSX Peninsula subdivision at Lee Hall, Virginia, where a 2-track yard as well as the interchange track is situated. I've been there many times and have yet to see a train pick up cars from there. However, I will make a video if I ever see one. The general layout of the Fort Eustis Military Railway, or FEMRR for short, is that of a loop within a loop, with a long track leading to the junction with the CSX, former Chesapeake and Ohio Railroad line, aka the CSX Peninsula Subdivision, at Lee Hall. The smaller inner loop is the Mulberry Island Subdivision. The larger outer loop is the James River Subdivision, and the track to the Lee Hall Junction, what CSX Peninsula Subdivision is the Industrial Subdivision. There are several spurs and one large branch, the Port Branch, off the Industrial Subdivision, leading to the third port, an area of the post on the James River where the Army operates amphibious ships, landing craft, and lighters. There is 2 Ys for turning equipment or whole trains, one at King Junction between the Mulberry Island and James River subdivisions, and the other one at the junction of the Industrial Subdivision with the Mulberry and James River subdivisions. This latter Y was for years the site of a prominent Y tower that has since been removed, though the Y itself remains. The Y at King Junction served more as crossovers than a Y. The turning of equipment and trains was normally performed at the Y Tower interlocking plant. Now, with all of that history out of the way, let's get into the fun part, the chase and the train. As well as after we finish with the chase, I will talk about some history about the Sergeant Santa Train itself. The ride on the Fort Eustis Santa Train was very fun and engaging, and there was even several activities from Santa coming around to give everybody a jingle bell to a conductor who was singing with a guitar. It was very fun. In a separate video, I will upload a time-lapse of the phone by the window showing all the places we went. As soon as I got off from the 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock train ride, the chase was on. My first spot was at the Y at the end of the Industrial Subdivision. Sorry for the footage being slightly lopsided, as I had to run to get there, and my tripod was fairly new, so I was just breaking in how to use it. However, the other ones won't be like this. also ended up going the exact way I thought it wouldn't go, so that's why you're gonna hear frustrated me in a second.
Yo!
Bruh.
No! Hopefully it's reversing.
It, in fact, did not reverse in any way, shape, or form. After catching the train at the Y, then we went and paced it, and this is the footage I got. Next, I caught it passing the old semaphore signal, which was used to indicate if a train was coming on the outer loops as a train came in on the middle track.
Good.
Then catching them at the last part of the loop. and then them backing into the museum station. Then I caught the 2:30 departure. I was gonna catch the train at the semaphore signal again, but I was too slow and it leapfrogged me there. So instead, I set up at the little curve at the end of the circle once again. also post a separate video with one video that my phone caught from the Eustis Santa Train as it was passing this very grade crossing. Now it's time for some history on the Santa Train itself, the credits, and the outro. Excursions were operated on Fort Eustis in a joint agreement between Fort Eustis and the Richmond Railroad Museum. The Southern Coach and the Richmond, Frederick, and Potomac, or RMPF for short, are both being moved to the base for use on the excursions. They have both also been used formerly and were used in some of the last excursions. The last excursion ever ended in 1978, and this is the third excursion since 1978. This is the third year in a row that the Santa Train has made a comeback, and hopefully it will continue to happen, as I would love to cover this again if it happens next year. I would encourage everybody who gets the chance to ride this train, if it happens again, to definitely ride it, as it was a fun and joy-filled experience. We also got these orange/red bags filled with goodies like a pencil, a Norfolk Southern whistle, and a little coloring book along with a little brochure about the Fort Eustis Military Railway and the Transportation Museum. So folks, that just about wraps up this video. However, I would like to say my thank yous. Thank you to the Fort Eustis Public Affairs for making this possible, the Fort Eustis Military Railroad, the Richmond Railroad Museum, the Military Railroad Society, and of course the crew and everybody else who made it possible. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe, like, turn on notifications, and leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.